Good evening, everyone, and welcome here to Talladega for round 26 of the championship season. DJ Curtis won for the 5th time of the season at North Wilkesboro and closed the gap from 66 points to 35. Jesse Turner, his team fumbled the ball, was leading the race for 90 laps until pit stops unfolded. Pit stops unfolded. The wrong adjustment on the 17 car saw Turner fall from first to 11th, and was the last car on the lead lap by the end of the race. Curtis and Schwellenberg pounced on that opportunity and closed that championship lead down. Schwellenberg now 2 races back, and his head's in the game here at Talladega. We know Schwellenberg is really good on the super speedways. Curtis came runner-up in the Daytona 500 earlier this year, but also it's going to be a similar race to what it was at Daytona in July, and a lot of key favorites that were for the title race back in July at Daytona failed to capitalize when there was only one pit stop. We're expecting only one pit stop for today, and Jesse Turner was the only title contender that really was able to make pit stops work. And you gotta be able to stay with the lead pack after pit stops. That is, if we don't get a yellow flag. And that could happen because pack racing is more apparent than ever, because we have a new package coming in this race weekend. The plates are back on at Talladega. For the first time since 2018 in the spring at Talladega, we have restrictor plates for a round at this racetrack. Daytona, you gotta go all the way back to, how long ago was it? 2019 Daytona 500, the last time the FBRL has ran a Sony Cup Series race at Daytona or Talladega with restrictor plates. Not with this generation of car at Talladega have we ever had restrictor plates, and with the lack of momentum of getting in the corner, you don't have to lift as much going in the corner. You can hold it wide open, and that should even the playing field a little bit more. So how are things going to pan out? Zaedin Davidson, Dejon Weeks is on the front row, getting set and ready to go racing today at Talladega. Speeds will get up to 200 miles an hour. In the past, we've seen cars get up to 220, 230, and even one time in 2020, we got up to 250 miles an hour. The Fords have still shown a lot of speed, and we expect Ford to be really good down the straightaways. That's the best engine on the grid as far as straight line speed is concerned. However, the Chevys hope they can contend, and Schwellenberg's Toyota, they're hoping they snag the race win. We're racing at Talladega. Already from the jump, you seen Jake Bassinger further back. He went to the very inside line, and Zaedin Davidson breaks out with the lead. We expect these guys to be racing 2 and 3 wide today, maybe even 4 wide. A lot of drivers have been worried about the big one that strikes at Daytona and Talladega. Schwellenberg to the inside, had a run down the back straightaway. It's going to bring Jesse Turner with him to the inside. Already they're still double file like they were, coming to take the green flag. Schwellenberg, though, breaking out with the advantage. James Shelley to the inside of his teammate. DJ Curtis following his championship rival. Through the middle, Jordan Davis to the inside. They're 4 wide, 4 second position almost. Davis lifted into the corner. And James Shelley always performs so well on the super speedways. He had a wild ride here at Talladega in 2020, tumbling down the back straightaway in that race back in the spring. But Dylan Schwellenberg out front. He knows a race win today would surge him even closer. And Schwellenberg exactly 2 races back, 120 points back to Jesse Turner with 5 rounds to go. You would say, well, that's a little too far back. Well, no, I mean, we are racing at Talladega. Anything can happen. And if a DNF, a big crash happens, taking out Turner or Curtis, Schwellenberg could be there to pounce. James Shelley diving into the inside, looking to take the race lead. The Toyotas and the Dodges they are not the quickest in the straight line. Dodge in the past has shown straight line speed, but however, in this race weekend, they have not been as quick all by themselves. In the pack, it's a little bit different. Tire wear used to be big on the Dodges. They were able to get a better long run pace, but with this restrictor plate on the car, don't know how they're gonna race. Crossroads Racing's James Ellison. Ellison came very close to having a top 5 finish at Talladega earlier in the spring, racing with his team on debut, and he's got to come down pit road. James Ellison in the 31, reporting of a flat tire, and Ellison's going to come down pit road and change all 4 tires. Lap 6 in the event. Schwellenberg now has some friends. Maybe not friends. Here comes his championship rivals down the back straightaway. Curtis and Turner both going to move to the left-hand side, down the inside. There's still double file all the way back. So these restrictor plates on the cars, you see, it's hard to get a run on these guys. Look at the outside. The outside line moving still. In the past, the outside line was the preferred groove as the tire wear kicked in, but the outside line was able to get a run there. Lane Sanders in the 98, second Sony Cup Series start, pushing his teammate now into the inside. Look at the inside of Harple there. Curtis, though, taking the lead from Dylan Schwellenberg. Problems further back. Alexander Rowe, he is slowing down the back straightaway. Could be an engine failure for the 88 for the Martin Motorsports Ford. Rowe was very slow at North Wilkesboro last weekend, was 3 or 4 laps down by the end of the race, and Rowe's parked it up on the back straightaway and is going to have to get a tow back to the pits. Dylan Schwellenberg looking to get the run back to the lead. He had such a run on Curtis down into turn 1, making the inside work, so it's not just a one-groove track like the outside is able to get a run, and so is the inside. But the restrictor plates on these cars have really diminish the runs that these guys can get. You know, when these engines are restricted, they're not able to get that big of a run on the guy in front. Ace Wild in the 00, going around the outside of his teammate Vince Freeze. Wild in the 00, he kind of impressed me at North Wilkesboro, and here at Talladega, he's in the top half of the grid. His teammate Dom Capps is going to the inside of both Turner and Curtis. Schwellenberg back to the lead. The Fords look pretty good on the top. There's Davidson trying to give a big push to the 17 of Jesse Turner. Turner looking to defend his race win at Talladega. He won at Talladega in the spring, and he's looking to get another win at Talladega. It took him a long time to win at Talladega. His win in the spring was the first time he had won here. Schwellenberg to the outside. I think he's trying to defend against Jesse Turner. The outside line you can defend. Davidson up there with Schwellenberg. And Schwellenberg holds on to the lead. Curtis getting a big run on the front 3. Dom Capps chooses to go up high. Curtis swinging it 3 wide to the inside for 3rd position. And these guys are racing very passively right now. So everyone's minding their P's and Q's. They're only running about 2 wide for the most part. Nobody running about 3 wide. Zaedin Davidson still trying to take the race lead from Dylan Schwellenberg. There's the entire field, besides a couple of others. You know, Alexander Rowe still on pit road. James Ellison out of pit for an unscheduled pit stop. Kyle Collins lost the draft. But all the way to Jeff James, who is running in 39th, are still tailing the lead pack. They are almost 4 wide again for 2nd position. Dajon Weeks looking to take the race lead. Weeks came very close to winning the Daytona 500 this season. It's really been a bad year, all things considering, for CM Racing. They're 6th in the driver standings. Weeks is, but it has not seemed like a season where you would be 6th in the point standings. That team has slipped further and further down the grid and has not been as competitive as they would like. Lap 11 out of 57 going to go to lap 12 here when they come across the line. Curtis with his teammate Zaedin Davidson the outside. They're 3 wide. Rowe back in the race. Davidson still alongside of Dajon Weeks. Weeks wanting to put up a fight there. He's got Jake Bassinger for company. Matt Rodriguez coming to play. Still, anybody really in the middle of all this that could still win today's race. Pit stops are going to be a big factor, I believe. Cody Lamas, 5th in the driver's standings. He is deep in the pack. Lamas started back here. He has not been able to really move his way forward. He's in the 30s. He's currently 31st with the last time he crossed the start-finish line. Jesse Turner dropping a few places way up high. Dejon Weeks in a Chevy. CM Racing in particular was very hopeful they could run well here at Talladega. They love to run at the front of the pack at Daytona and Talladega. This is their bread and butter. They just want to compete at the front of the field at these super speedways. Well, Dejon Weeks leading the pack for now, but he's got some hungry Fords behind him. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of Fords at the front of the pack with one Chevy leading them around. Front 5 are pulling away ever so slightly. Bassinger with his teammate James Shelley to the inside. Gonna take the race lead. Jake Bassinger has not won a race since Carbondale to start the year. It's been a while for Bassinger. Looking for his 21st career victory. He takes the lead with his teammate in tow. Single file from the first 6. The rest of the field trying to close up. Sean Harple, who got a top 5 in the Daytona 500, is closing in. Look at Shelley trying to make a move for the race lead. Pit stops. The pit stop window. These guys can go nearly 40 laps on a tank of fuel, but you're going to want to pit just shy of that. 3 wide almost for the lead. Weeks not able to get alongside there. One driver that is impressing me just outside the top 10 is Lane Sanders. Very impressive that the 98 Hero Motorsports Ford is able to be running up here. That is a Turner Performance engine under the hood of that 98. So not entirely surprising to see Lane Sanders' car be able to be up here with the leaders. You know, Zach Rogers in the 99, he had a chance to win the Daytona 500. And in the 99, he's been quick on these super speedways, but right now having his teammate run just up in front of him. 3 wide, the Rodriguez Racing cars. It's the inside of the 17. Right now, still early days. You want to be able to be with the leaders after pit stops, and you got to put yourself in that position. You know, you don't want to be at the back of the field when pit stops happen because you want to be at the front of the pack. Here comes Curtis down the inside, gonna make it 3 wide for the lead. Weeks continues to put up a big fight. I'm impressed with Don Capps with Martin Motorsports. We know he ran really well. Indianapolis could have won there. A lot of straight line speed that Martin Motorsports Ford and that team have. But Curtis getting a push from Dejon Weeks, but Weeks is looking to take the lead for himself. But Curtis has James Shelley. And DJ Curtis taking the race lead. View of the entire pack. Look at him fly by. You still have 39 cars within a shout of this. They're they're staying about 2 wide for the most part. And I wonder if that's just everyone being very tame and not wanting to cause an accident, or if that's just a lack of momentum in the pack where the drivers can't get that much of a slingshot draft like they were in the past. Curtis still out front. Shelley Bassinger trying to build up some momentum on the top. Turner looking, Harple nearly got into the right rear of Don Capps. Dejon Weeks getting back into second position. Curtis leads off of turn 2. It's going to be very important for Curtis and Schwellenberg to not have any issues like they did at Daytona in July, where they fumbled the ball during pit stops and they end up rejoining the race in the 30s. You just cannot have that happen. You have to be with the leaders. You have to try and get as much points as possible, but you also want to stay out of the big crash that happens all the time at Daytona and Talladega. But with the new package, I would say new package, but really it's the restrictor plates. It's causing a lack of momentum. These guys not able to get big runs like they were in the past. And they're not able to suck up as good as they were previously. However, Shelley had a run on Curtis off turn 2. Can he build that momentum to get down the back straightaway and take the race lead? Yes, he can, I think. He's going to the inside. Weeks, though, does not go with him. Curtis on the outside. You can keep your momentum on the outside. You don't want to really go too far up, but right there where Curtis is, when you're pinching the car down, you can sort of keep the momentum wound up. And Curtis stays out front. Only to the inside once again. Had a run off of turn 4. He can get a lot of runs off the corner, but can he keep that going? Nobody really there to push Curtis through 1 and 2. It's going to allow James Shelley to try and take the lead. They're 4 wide off of turn 2. The pack is bunched together. They're 3 by 3 by 3. That's the closest they've really been to 3 wide for the most part of the day. They're nearly 4 wide with the max. Rogers and Bassinger leaned on each other getting into turn 3. You can still see 39 cars in this lead draft, which is a lot more than usual. You never see that many cars together on a super speedway of Daytona and Talladega much anymore. But Shelley taking the race lead, opens the inside to Jesse Tunner. Tunner to the inside, the championship leader, trying to take the race lead. 4 wide almost again. They are 4 wide. Cole Baker, Young, Weeks, and Bassinger. Got to be careful to not cause an accident. They're nearly touching each other down the back straightaway. Look at the way they're leaning on each other. Baker and Young, oh, they're so close. Tunner taking the race lead. They sort it out. Rogers of the 99 had to lift getting to turn 3. The bottoms of the inside line could help Shelley on the outside. Schwallenberg had a push from the 14 and the 9, but the 17 covers it off. And at the start-finish line, Shelley with the push from Dom Caps. Holds on to the race lead, but they're 3 wide, so Shelley can't pinch Tunner. Tunner and Curtis. That's a lot of strong cars. 4 of them in the middle. Tunner trying to try and clear him. Some good hard racing. We're about halfway, almost halfway in the race. We're definitely past halfway in the run for pit stops. Tunner's to the inside where he wants to be. The inside, though, not really getting the run that they want. Harple had to lift as well. But off the corner, you can see Shelley just gets a big run with Curtis. They can't do anything. That 17's just so quick there. 4 wide back there with Rodriguez and Bassinger. Rogers going to make a big move to the inside of Dejon Weeks. Even he has to lift just a little bit. Side by side, the Turn Performance Racing teammates. It's Indianapolis all over again. Nearly contact, I thought, with Dom Caps. Curtis goes the inside with Turner. Oh, he's going to go 3 wide. DJ Curtis looking to take the race lead. Jesse Turner and DJ Curtis, they're just so eager to get this race win and close the championship lead even more so. They're almost 4 wide. They are 4 wide for the race lead. Shelley way up high, not where you want to be. Davidson and Curtis, I think, are in the preferred groove. Davidson is going to shoot to the race lead as they run up on the Crossroad Racing's 31. James Ellison, this is a startup team, Crossroads Racing, and on debut, attempting to qualify, they made this race, and they had a CM Racing engine under the hood, which really propelled them into the race. Got into the top 8 in pre-qualifying. Ellison was running in the top 5 before a flat tire at the end of the race, or actually an unscheduled pit stop. And Ellison in this 31, probably the best guy really to tap. That was a free agent for this race. He's been really good on the super speedways. And that team at 31 is planning to run next season part-time. However, Davidson leads over Weeks. The lap cars, James Ellison does hold up Dylan Schwallenberg and Jesse Turner just a little bit. Jordan Davis in the 20 for Mace Enterprises and Eric DeMax. They're into the picture. The pack is a little hairy. See further back, Dom Caps has slipped way back here in the 6 car. Jacob Hart in the 0 for CM Racing on the outside of Harple. Harple has also dropped back. Samuel England, Silver Fox, Lane Sanders was up there earlier. Alex Vignacco's really not been a factor at all. Same with Cody Lamas, who is also deep in this pack. He's way down the inside with Charles Sanford. Sanford won here in 2020. See a lot of drivers back here. You see there's last year's Hardee's National Series champion Anthony Marchese, Jeffrey White in the 11, Ryan Griffin, Bobby Jones. The outside is really not formed up really well. The pack is kind of splitting up just a little bit. Ellison in that 31 Crossroad Racing car is actually doing really well in this pack, but they're trying to get around Kyle Collins up front. Collins is he's got the pace. Horizon Group does have the pace. He just happened to lose the draft. Zaedin Davidson leads the race. Oh my goodness, they are leaning on each other. Look at Tanner and Young. Tanner leaning on Dylan Young. He's got to be careful here. Almost a collision. Oh my God. Tanner, oh my goodness. How did that not result in an accident? Jesse Tanner. They're 4 wide. 4 by 4 mid-pack here. They sorted out only 4 wide. DeMax, the big loser, losing out there. Zach Rodgers and Jordan Davis have gotten up to 2nd and 3rd. They're still racing really hard. DeMax, nowhere to go on the very top. But Dylan Young and Jesse Tanner, man, that was dangerous there. Jordan Davis has a run on Zach Rodgers. Rodgers in the 99. Always tends to run really well at Daytona and Talladega. Davidson still leading, probably the best place you want to be. Curtis slopping back. The Rodriguez Racing Camrys to the inside. Look at Jacob Hart, kind of been a non-factor all day in that 0CM racing car. He's the inside of Matt Rodriguez, making life difficult on him. And they're coming up on Alexander Rose. Still a lot of cars in this pack, but I am very disappointed in Curtis Racing's Cody Lamas. Don't know if this is intentional or not, but Lamas has not closed that gap at all. He has stayed at the back of the field. And for the guy that won the Daytona 500 this season, this is just unlike him. He could have won here at Talladega, and in the closing laps, Jesse Tanner made the winning pass on him. So for Lamas to be running almost out of the draft, it's kind of surprising. In on pit stops, Dylan Schwellenberg is going to take the race lead at the line, but can he get it in turn 1? Davidson up high, has no friends, nothing he can do to stop that, and Dylan Schwellenberg takes the race lead. Dylan Schwellenberg in 2019 could have won the Daytona 500. He finished 2nd to Eric DeMax. Actually, it was 2020. 2020, he could have won the Daytona 500, but then he ended up winning at Daytona in 2020 in the summer. So we know Dylan Schwellenberg knows how to get it done on the super speedways of Daytona and Talladega. He's never won at Talladega, but he's a plate racer. Even though that wasn't, they didn't run with plates then, you know what I'm saying. These big tracks favor Dylan Schwellenberg. He's able to make the moves. They're 3 wide for 2nd place. 4 wide with Shelley. And Tanner has to give way. But Jordan Davis and Nick Mace's car. Nick Mace will be back at some point before the end of the year, we're hoping. And a lot of people are talking like it could be at Rockingham or Martinsville, even that for next race. But Jordan Davis is in a prime position to try and grab another race win. It's been since Atlanta when Davis clinched the title. When Davis won the championship in 2019 to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jordan Davis has moved into 2nd position. Pit stops are going to be unfolding very soon. Ryan Griffin, the first of the leaders to pit. Schwellenberg has a big lead, but pit stops are going to be unfolding. Davidson's coming to pit road. Is he? No, he's not. Bassinger is, though. Jake Bassinger in the 97. Bobby Jones. You see Cole Baker, Jeffrey White, and a handful of others. You have to be able to time your move perfectly. Who's coming down pit road? Dylan Schwellenberg is. Jordan Davis is definitely staying out as he moves up high. James Shelley, look at Matthew Rodriguez trying to get as much as he can. England runs all over DJ Curtis there. Ryan Acosta, Zachary Fitzwater, Anthony Marchese, Ace Wild, see Young and Dejon Weeks. Schwallenberg needs a good pit stop here. I don't know if staying out this long is really going to benefit you. You know, Jordan Davis, this is the overcut. Davis leads the race over Zaedin Davidson, Jesse Turner, and then a handful of others just stacked up on back. DJ Curtis is in a hornet's nest, and Curtis does not need to be back here. But Davidson in the 91, he's coming back in the race. Actually, he's got a pit. Davis comes down pit road. How about that? Zach Rodgers in the 99, and DJ Curtis stay out. So Rodgers is going to take the lead of the race. Now, this might be a good move. Don't know how much laps they have on tires. Oh! They had to slow up a lot in turn one. Looked like Dylan Young. Young might have caused something there. Or either that was Anthony Marchese or something. Somebody was in the middle of the road. Here's what happened to cause this big stack up. Dylan Young was leaving pit road. Anthony Marchese, contact between the two of them. Went back up the road. And the blend line rule, I wonder what's going to happen there. As they made contact leaving pit road. Not supposed to be going double file like that. Wouldn't be surprised if the officials threw a penalty there. And that really slowed the progress of all these drivers. Curtis is not pitting. Dom Capps, Zach Rodgers is pitting. DJ Curtis in the 19, though. I think he's banking on hopefully a caution coming out. Curtis in the 19, you know, he's already hindered. You know, he's already been put in a bad position in this 19 car. And Curtis is the race leader. And further ahead is all the guys that he's trying to put one lap down. But DJ Curtis second in the championship race is a terrible call, I would think. You know, if a caution comes out, it's beautiful. And maybe he's hoping somebody wrecks merging onto the track. Curtis is pitting here. Curtis is going to come down pit road. No, he's not. This is such a long overcut. DJ Curtis in the 19. This has got to be one of the weirdest pit calls I've ever seen. DJ Curtis has a championship to think about. He enters this race 35 points back. Cars flying by him with fresher tires. And DJ Curtis, this is working out beautifully for the 17 team. Jesse Turner and the 17's got to be loving this. Look how slow he is on the back straightaway. He's so slow. Curtis is out of gas. DJ Curtis is out of fuel. Curtis ran out of fuel on a green flag run. No way. Cybertron Motorsports, if the championship is lost by only a few points, they can look back to Talladega as the race they threw it away. Out of gas, DJ Curtis limping back to pit road. He has to come down to meet pit road speed, but that car is out of fuel. DJ Curtis, the team was hoping to catch a yellow flag, and instead, they're out of gas, and what a terrible call. Oh my goodness. And the new race leader is going to be Jesse Turner. Turner's going to rejoin as the race leader. You see Curtis, he is on pit road in the 19. He's leaving pit road now. Jesse Turner is out front. Oh my goodness. Cybertron Motorsports has got to be kicking themselves right now. They tried to go for it, but it just was not meant to be. And Curtis rejoins the race in what position? We're going to have to wait and see for that. With pit stops cycled out, DJ Curtis is in 36th position, out of the draft. See, Jesse Turner's in the lead. Oh my goodness. Jeffrey Lynn's in 38th, out of the draft. Jeff James out of the draft in 37th. Then it's Curtis 36 out of the draft. And Jordan Fisher, he's also lost the draft. Then you have the entire pack still in different packs, which is Anthony Marchese in 34th. Curtis needs a yellow flag. It's not over here. He needs to try and stay on the lead lap. Hearing there was an engine failure for Jacob Hart in the CM Racing crew. Hart blew up right off of turn 4. And Hart came down pit road and is going to be the first retiree of the race. Cannot believe what just happened. DJ Curtis entered this race 35 points back, within a shout of trying to win the championship. And Turner's out front, but not anymore. His teammates are going to the inside. Bassinger wants a win. Shelley wants to add another win. Shelley looking for his 3rd win of the season. I think it would be the first time. Yeah, it definitely would be, because Shelley joined the team in 2020. But this would be the first time if he could win again. It would be the 2nd most winning driver on the team. He would pass Bassinger. Bassinger has 2 wins on the season. Bassinger wants to stamp another win. We know Jake Bassinger is so good at just punching wins in the series. Bassinger on average usually gets like 3 or 4 wins a season. He's so good at doing that. He's usually very inconsistent, but good at just grabbing a win when it counts. But it's been a while for him. As we come to the line, it'll be 10 laps to go. James Shelley, a super speedway ace, is out front. Matthew Rodriguez, Dylan Schwellenberg. Now Schwellenberg, he is 3rd in the championship standings. He's riding a wave of momentum. He wants to finish ahead of Turner, but at this rate, Turner is just right there. And Schwellenberg's not gaining a whole lot of points. They would love if Turner had a race like DJ Curtis is having right now today. But Turner is just so consistent. Dylan Schwellenberg to the inside of his teammate Matthew Rodriguez. Jeffrey Lynn in the 76 could play a factor here. One of the lap cars. Going to be 3 wide. Oh, just cuts right across of Dylan Schwellenberg. He had to lift slightly. Rodriguez gets back in a 2nd. DJ Curtis has moved past Jordan Fisher. Fisher was in 35th. And DJ Curtis was able to make that pass into turn 1. So DJ Curtis is up 1 position, but there's no way he's passing any other cars unless there's an accident. Rodriguez up front, looking to grab the race win. For Matthew Rodriguez, it has been a quiet year. You know, he won at Willow Springs after stealing the win when Daytona Weeks blew up. At Kansas, he had one of the best cars late in the race. He's got 2 wins on the season. It's been a long time for Rodriguez since he has won more than 2 races in 1 season. And Rodriguez to the inside, he wants to get another win. Now that I think about it, nobody other than Curtis and Turner have won more than 2 races. You know, everyone's either gotten 1 win or 2 other than Turner and Curtis. Turner and Curtis are the only ones to grab more than 2 wins. So Shelley, Schwellenberg. Actually, Schwellenberg's only won once this season, hasn't he? Rodriguez and Shelley have won twice. Dylan Schwellenberg's only won 1 time, and that was at Canadian Tire. Mr. Consistency is Dylan Schwellenberg. He has the most top 10s of any driver. He needs to get up there and win another race. If he wins and Turner finishes 7th, for example, that is 24 points that he can swing in his favor yet again. And points matter so much. Turner, though, I think is trying to position himself for the long run. Trying to get there when it matters. Matthew Rodriguez has Jordan Davis there. Now, when you think about storylines in this top 7, who would play out as the biggest underdog? Well, Jordan Davis, he's a 3-time champion in the series, so it's very hard to call him an underdog. He's driving for Mace Enterprises, but Davis wrapping up his career. We do not know how many more races he has in this 20 car exactly. It could be to the end of the year. It could be this race. Nick Mace is hoping to get back in the car at some point. But Davis, regardless, will be back to finish the ride in the 08 if Mace returns. And Jordan Davis is saying a final farewell in the Sony Cup Series at season's end. He would love to grab another race win. And if he could do that, he would tie, I think, one of his favorite drivers growing up. He was always really good friends with Eric Burton. He would tie Burton for 16 wins in his career if he can get another race win. But Bassinger bringing his teammates of James Shelley and Jesse Turner. Lap car, Jeff James gonna be in the way slightly. Schwellenberg pushing Turner down the back straightaway. Further back, 3.34 seconds. They're racing for 8th position. They need to be lined up and working together, but them racing together, it's just not working out. Matt Rodriguez still leads over Jake Bassinger as we come to the line. 3 laps to go. Jesse Turner has taken the race lead from Bassinger and Rodriguez. And he's got help from Dylan Schwellenberg. He had such a run down the back straightaway into turn 3. Was able to get to the inside of both of them. Now, Dylan Schwellenberg, where is he going to make the move? You have to be very careful to not make it too early. But Schwellenberg better be careful with John Arndt behind him. Allen Family Racing Team would love this win if they can get it done. Arndt is probably the biggest underdog of all of them in here to get this win out. Shelley the inside of John Arndt. But with 2 to go, Schwellenberg is riding behind Jesse Turner. But when is this move gonna come? Schwellenberg wants to gain any point back to win the championship for 2021. Schwellenberg needs to win a few races. And what better time would it be to do it? To sack Turner with 2 laps to go. Shelley to the inside of John Arndt. And Schwellenberg. Dylan Schwellenberg to the inside of Jesse Turner. Now, is Shelley going to help Schwellenberg to the race win? Turner really was able to keep the momentum going on the high side. Coming to the white flag. Schwellenberg's got his hands full. They're coming at him on both sides. Shelley to the inside, Arndt to the outside. Arndt slings his car to the inside. The white flag flying for Jesse Turner last lap. Jordan Fisher's just ahead. He may play a role in this. John Arndt, the 43, won the race for his first career win at Road Atlanta, albeit due to very different circumstances. Turner's way out front, though. Schwellenberg and Davis coming on the outside. They're going to have one last run through the corner. Can they get a slingshot on him through the tri-oval? Turner's a sitting duck, but Turner's hoping to hold on. Turner's going to do it, I think. Nothing they can do as they race for second behind him. Jesse Turner wins for the 8th time in 2021, breaking the win record in a single season. Jesse Turner extends the championship advantage. On a day where DJ Curtis and team, they dropped the ball completely. If Turner... Oh my goodness. If Turner and them fumbled the ball last weekend, DJ Curtis and them might as well just lost the Super Bowl today. Unbelievable. Curtis is going to come across the line to finish in 35th. And with Turner winning the race, Schwellenberg did a good job to try and claw back that. You know, he had cars coming at him. Nobody wanted to go with Schwellenberg at the end. He had to fight for that to get back to second place. But still, Schwellenberg loses 10 points. And that's going to hurt for him. He needed to close any points he could. And then Turner in the 17, unreal. He just gained 55 points over Curtis today. The championship with 4 races to go. It's looking bleak for anyone to stop Jesse Turner for this season. We talked about it, how Talladega, this could be the deciding race in the championship. That this could be what decides and who wins this championship season. And well, the points, they have swung dramatically. Curtis was 35 points back entering this race. Now he is 90 points back. And Schwallenberg's 130. With a race and a half gap from first to second with 4 races to go, Turner and the 17 crew have to just make sure they are on their game and running solid for the end of the season. Congratulations to Jesse Turner and team on sweeping Talladega this season. They won in the spring, they won in the fall. And with 8 wins on the season, that is the most in one single season. Congratulations to Jesse Turner and Turner Performance Racing on grabbing another race win. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 26.